Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dudes and dudettes, welcome to the Sun and South Podcast. I am your host, Joshua Carney, and this is my incredible co-host, Tornado Alley, is what they call her, because she caused havoc wherever she goes. But she's a great person and she's a damn good time. Allison?
Thank you, Josh. Hi, everybody, or the 3 or 4 people who are listening to this podcast.
Okay, I'm sure
We're
we're gonna have like five.
at least forgot about my brother.
I mean, I
Um,
paid this homeless guy to download the podcast.
oh, that's genius.
Yeah, I went around with a couple hamburgers around Nashville. Hey, listen, I'll give you a burger. You scan this QR code.
Who
It's
wants
all
a
about
10 pack of chicken nuggies? Let's
right?
do this.
It's all about the hustle. You got to respect the game.
Oh man, I am so excited for our first episode. Uh, this is actually our 10th first episode because there were some kinks that we had to work out, but
Hey, you didn't have to tell everybody that, Allison.
you're right.
We're really excited about our first episode. Not that it took us 20,000 times to do it.
By the 10th time around, we have finally got this. We've got
Like, is
this.
isn't that the saying? Like, the 10th time is always the right time?
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
at least that's how it works in my relationships.
More like the 27th, 53rd. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to
Look,
burn you like first
here,
episode.
here's the deal. Here's the deal, Allison. The only reason that I keep going back is because they keep taking my wheelchair, and I just have to crawl back. I don't have an option. I need my chair. I, I've
We're
dated
gonna
some toxic women.
I'm gonna have to get you a spare. That's all I'm saying. All right. An- Anyway, well, so tell us where are you right now?
I'm in Nashville, Tennessee, the place that I love to call home. I hadn't been here for a while, and now that I am here, it feels good to be back. You know, feels good to be sitting here doing a podcast, having all the good vibes flowing through, and I get to do it with my best friend. So I'm good. Nashville's been great to me. The food here has been incredible. The music out here has been amazing. And, every once in a while, I get a wild hair to try and pick up a guitar and sing myself. I get booed off stage and I get paid not to get back on stage, but hey, at least you're making money, right?
Man, I could you please like bring a ukulele or something onto the show for us? Sing us a little ditty.
Oh, you want me to rap with a ukulele?
Oh, yes. Yeah,
Oh,
100% I do. That is a show. That's an episode we're going to have to premiere. Like, it's going to be a special bonus episode. Josh and his ukulele.
so I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I rap like Vanilla Ice. Like it's not good.
I love me some Vanilla Ice. What is wrong with you?
You also like City
Dude,
Slickers.
I do.
But
That's a great movie. You didn't even
uh,
watch, you watched like half of that movie. I'm
okay,
going
I
to
watched
force
the
you
I
to watch
watched
it again.
see, now you sound like my ex.
Which one? JK, sorry.
Exactly. Yeah. No, but City Slicker was a good movie. I did thoroughly enjoy it when it started getting really good.
That is a classic. It is a classic. Anyway,
Is it a classic because it's like vintage?
I think it's just that it is old, but I think it's just that I love it so much because I love the idea of a dude ranch. If you guys haven't seen City Slickers, let me tell you, it's a movie with starring shoot, who is it starring? Chevy Chase? No, that's not him.
It's got that
Anyway,
guy in it that was in the other movie. You know the movie I'm talking about? The other one?
I don't. Anyway, the the theme the movie is about these guys. They're total city slickers who go dude ranching, and they have to drive these cattle. And they do it as like a paid vacation, but it turns into like a legit cattle drive for them, and it's entertaining. And I'm like, I've always wanted to do it, so that's on our list of things to accomplish this year. Josh, you and I, we got to go. We need to do a cattle drive.
So the whole reason that movie even started was because, like I mentioned that, hey, like I want to go out west, and so for you guys listening, so my big idea and dreams is I want to get a travel trailer camper and tour the road for a year, year and a half, and go out west. And one of the things that's on my bucket list, or as Allison calls it, a barrel list, I want to go out west and do a cattle drive. And I mentioned that to Allison, and she was like, yeah, I would love to do a dude ranch. And that's how the whole city slicker thing came up. So we actually looked into some ranches to do cattle drives, and it's definitely going to happen.
It's gonna be so much fun. Like I can just imagine us pulling a little. I think in that movie they were pulling like a wagon and stuff, like cooking up pork and beans in the morning, learning how to lasso, and I can ride. Like I grew up with horses, so I've got that down. So I'm ready. Let's do
I
it.
mean, I can ride. I've been in a wheelchair since I was 13, so like I can handle a few bumps and curves here and there. So I'm good. We can, and
You've
I
ridden a
can
bull, like you've ridden a mechanical one multiple
several
times.
times,
So
several
I
times.
feel
But
like you're set. You're ready.
okay, let me clarify. Riding the bulls were actually liquid encouragement. Those were in, those were
Oh, I
moments that I
remember.
was, yeah. So maybe let's not do that on a horse on a cattle drive, because I mean that's what 50 miles. It's a long ways.
It's a haul. It's a haul on horseback. Yeah,
And I would just hate to fall off the horse and I can't get back to my horse or my chair.
that's true. Because I don't remember how long you lasted on the bull, but I want to say, no, you did pretty good actually.
I was
It
an
wasn't
eight
bad.
second bull rider.
Yeah.
Like
To be honest,
I was ready for
I,
PBR. Like I was ready for PBR.
yeah, you outrode my turn on it. So yeah. Plus, you're
Like
getting good
I'm
with
just,
the lasso. I have seen your work. Yeah.
you know what? I think I practice lassoing so that one of these days I can like show up to a bar out west somewhere with like cowboy boots, the hat on, and like find some girl and just like swing it around and like rope her on the dance floor. And be like, you know what? That's how a love story starts, and like that's how a country song's made. Like I envision like me lassoing myself into love. Like that's it's gonna be a country song, and then we'll make a song about it. Yeah, it's gonna be an
On your
album. It's gonna be a hit.
ukulele. Yeah.
Yes, on the ukulele, like everything about that scenario sounds absolutely terrible.
No, it sounds like a country love story. They
With
might
the
make a
ukulele.
movie out of it in the
Probably,
end.
probably roping for love.
Okay, so let's pretend that there are people like whoever's going to listen to this has no idea who you are, what you do. So, Joshua Carney, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I was born and raised in Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Spent my life there, growing up in the outdoors since I was a kid. I think when I was 2 or 3, I was out in the briar patches kicking up rabbits with rabbit dogs. I mean, that was what I loved doing growing up. Um,
Nice.
and then that just turned into a big passion of mine to where it led into me doing more things in outdoors. So I rabbit hunted until, I was age of, I want to say 12-ish, 13, somewhere in the area. And then I picked up deer hunting for the first time when I was 11 and
Wow.
sat in a deer stand by myself had, I mean, I knew what I was doing, but I was still in that mode of learning. I got into a tripod stand, sat there, deer walks right underneath my stand, and 40, 50 yards out in front of me, and I shoot my first deer. So get him. It's a button buck, but still, it's a buck. In Louisiana, if it's got little nubs, it's counted as a buck. Um,
That's incredible though at 11. That's awesome.
yeah. And then I was hooked from there, and next few years after that, I hunted a few more deer. Was very successful in hunting deer. And then at the age of 13, I discovered turkey hunting, and I wanted to learn how to turkey hunt. So I studied every magazine. I read every book that was in the library. I skipped class a couple times just to try and run turkey calls in the hallway. I was ate up with it as a kid. Um, and then I went on my first turkey hunt, me and my dad, and go there Sunday morning after church. It was April 17th, 2005. We go down this we go down this log. It's not a logging road, but it was a pathway down the road, a place that we hunted, over years. And I see a feather in the road, and I'm like, man, that's a sure sign of a turkey feather. Like looking back at it, I'm pretty sure it was like a buzzard. Like it definitely wasn't a turkey feather. So we hop this ditch and we go into this clearing. There's big briar thicket, which we had to bypass to get into this clearing. And we set up. My dad's to my left, about 15 yards, and 15, 20 yards, and I'm set up directly in front of him, and I'm facing not the opposite way, so I'm facing kind of diagonal to him. Um, and it's midday. We're calling, and let me just tell you right now, like we both sucked at calling at the time. I think it's absolutely terrible. So I think at one point I heard my dad run a call, and it sounded like someone stepped on a chihuahua. I mean, it sounded like like you would have thought we were predator hunting. Like that's how bad it sounded. And minutes pass. Hunt pass. There's nothing going on. I'm sitting there, I'm bored. I'm like, all right, this is turkey hunt. Like I watched, the famous people on TV do it. They just rub two sticks together and a bird runs in. I'm like, well, where's my bird? I've been rubbing these sticks together so long, I'm about to start a fire. And I look over my left shoulder and I see my dad pick up his gun. And the thing about, when you see somebody, we're in hunt mode. So like, don't move. I mean, it's the first thing that runs through your mind. Like, don't move. You're scared the game off. Um, I watched my dad pick up his gun and he shoulders it and he goes shoot and there's no bullet in the gun and he rocks a shell in it and then he shoots and he shoots me and he shot me with 12 gauge double aught buckshots. 13 years
Mm.
old. Um, he runs over, picks me up, and carries me to the EMS. He calls 911 on the way out. Carries me to EMS, and I get into the back of the EMS, and I black out. And for a black guy, I didn't know that I could get blacker, but I completely blacked out.
Oh
And
gosh.
yeah, so that's how my story starts, and it only gets better from there.
Hmm.
And that, the funny thing about it is that's kind of, that part right there leads into how this whole thing of Son of the South starts. Um, Not only the podcast, but the traveling, the speaking engagements, the appearances on different shows, building shows, producing my own brand and company out of it, was from that moment there. My dad shooting me. Um, because I turned that into something as, you know, once I got out of the hospital. I mean, I faced my challenges throughout the hospital recovery process. Um, Died on the operating table twice. They brought me back. I'm glad I didn't do it third time because they say third time's a charm, right? So I got one more left in me.
I was like, are you a
Yeah.
cat? But because then you'd have,
No,
a few more.
third, third time's a charm. I got one more left in me, so I'm gonna live life until I can figure out where that one is. I kind of tell people all the time. I was like, man, I'm a tease to the Grim Reaper. I like doing stuff that's very dangerous that like should kill me. And I'm like, man, I see you over there, Grim. This is not gonna kill me. I just wait your turn.
Well,
But
I will say that your turkey calling has improved vastly, I would say, because you definitely don't suck at calling turkeys anymore.
you know what? I have gotten really great at calling turkeys, and that's what I've gotten known for actually. Like I created like my name and my brand in the outdoor industry because of my ability to call because of this situation. Um, when I was shot, I had a bullet hit my esophagus and I had a breathing tube down my throat. And one day the doctor came in. He's like, "Hey, like you've been shot, you're paralyzed, you're never gonna talk again. You're gonna need a trach." And once he told me that, I was like, "Man, that's some really bad news." And the
Yeah,
breathing tube was itching in my throat, and I was not liking it at all. So I pulled it
I
out,
can imagine. Yeah.
just ripped it out, and
Oh my God.
it altered my vocal cords. As like I said, I was 13 at the time, so I was still in like that kind of puberty stage where my voice really didn't mature all the way, and it altered my vocal cords. And later in life, I figured out the reasoning behind pulling that cord out, and what it caused from that incident to now. A few years passed by, and I'm back into hunting. I'm back into hunting, doing things, but life is different now because I'm operating in a wheelchair. Like I have to hunt and learn how to hunt over again in a wheelchair. Like now I'm facing obstacles. Things are difficult, facing challenges. I can't tell you how many times I have sunk my chair in a mud hole where there's nobody out there but me.
Oh no. Oh
I have
no.
I have crawled back to the truck several times. I've crawled to the deer stand a few times. I've put myself through the ringer when it comes to hunting. But I mean that's my passion. That's what I love to do. And as life went on, I discovered that I could make animal sounds because of pulling the tube out of my throat as a kid, because it altered my vocal cords.
So
Um,
that's what it takes to be a natural voice caller.
yeah, I would. So listen, hear me out. There's a really great time and place for that, but I would not recommend the road that I went down to do it. Okay? I mean, there's some great doctors out there. I mean, they if they can, turn a guy into a woman, why can't they fix your vocal cords and turn you into an animal? I mean, it's just I would go a different route than I went. Double up buckshots would not be the route that I would take ever again.
Well, you're like a regular Dr. Doolittle now. Like you speak fluent turkey, snow goose, moose, elk, coyote, what else?
I speak everything, but
Chupacabra, I don't know.
yeah, I speak everything but to my ex.
Which one? Just kidding. Sorry.
So the funny thing is, so I can do pretty much all of the North American animals. If it makes a sound in North America, I can probably do it. If I can hear it, I could probably mimic it. Last year, I met with a guy, and he has an outfitted business in Africa, and I was like, hey, like, let's do a trip. And he's like, let's do it. But I want you to call in some of the predators in Africa with your vocal cords, with your voice only.
Yes. Yes. Call in
So
a
I'm
cheetah.
a part of me is like super excited and all about it. And then a part of me is like, okay, like you're going to Africa where there's lions and you're going to sound like a dead animal. You know what? That doesn't sound like a bad idea at all. And you can't run. Like everything is against me in this situation.
You're gonna have to get a really fast track chair or something.
Lions are pretty freaking fast.
Do
Like
you so go ahead.
I've watched a few documentaries on lions and they're quick. I mean, like I've watched them catch a
Yeah.
gazelle and I know I'm not quicker than a gazelle.
But you're just as graceful. No, so listen, have you been practicing your zebra call or anything? Let me hear it.
So a zebra makes it's weird because I hear a zebra and I automatically associate it to a snow goose.
There are some similar, they do
Yeah,
sound a little similar. It's like that high pitch, like,
yeah. So a snow goose is it's a hee-haw, which is
yeah.
so that's a snow goose,
Yeah.
and a zebra would almost be a wah-wah. Um, it's a why did I just go blank on a zebra real quick?
I know. I was thinking, I'm trying to remember what they sound like. I was going to be so impressed if you just pulled this off.
A zebra is just a horse, so it's just right. Is that a zebra?
That was like a mix between a horse and a zebra, I think, but that was not bad. I don't know.
That's a what do they call it? A zonkey is a
It's
zebra when a horse cross.
zonky.
Yeah, that's what that was.
That's your zonky call.
I'm mixing the species here.
It's all right. We were talking last week about how you've actually had zebra, like you tasted. You've had zebra before.
Yeah, no, it actually was pretty good. If no one told me what it was, I was like, man, that was probably the best backstrap I've ever had. Like would have compared it to elk or um I would class it higher than whitetail to be honest with you.
Nice. Well, okay, I've had llama. I had llama while I was in Peru, and I put it up there too, to be honest. Like probably it's really elky. If I had to compare it, I'd say it was close to elk.
I think that a lot of the animals that we pass by on a daily and try and turn into pets, I think they would really taste good if we didn't give them a name. Like,
You know, you might be right. And there are a lot of feral cats out there, so I'm just not saying I really want to eat a cat, but it might take care of part of the problem.
I don't know. I mean, like, the,
What's the
I hear
weirdest thing you've eaten before?
weirdest thing I've eaten, probably rattlesnake. And I only say that because it was one of those deals where I um wasn't familiar with it, and because we see a rattlesnake, I mean it's a nuisance for us. So we kill them, get them out of the way, protect dogs, cows, whatever. And we went from, hey, got this rattlesnake, to skinning it out and putting it on a grill, and like while it's on the grill, it's still moving. It's like that's the weird factor for
Oh,
me,
no.
because yeah, no, it's like still slithering around on the grill.
That's
Yeah,
like
it
cooking
was.
frog legs because they kind of get
It's worse because it's coiling up, and then it's like moving all over the grill. It's the weirdest thing ever.
like I'm about to put that in my mouth. Here we go.
Yeah, like while it's still moving inside of your mouth. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing ever.
Oh my gosh. So that makes me think of my sister Emily. She her well, she's like my adopted sister, but her dad is Japanese. And I know that they like a delicacy there is baby octopus. So
Okay.
they eat them alive. So you have to, and I don't know if this is true or not because I have never eaten one, but she told me that they'll like put them on a stick and you have to bite out their eyes and then you swallow it whole because otherwise it'll expand in your throat and you'll choke and die. Now, I don't know if this is true. If somebody could validate that, that'd be cool. But that, I mean, I can't imagine. That just, but it sounds similar to putting a rattlesnake on a grill. It's
So
still moving.
I've seen videos of people eating octopus alive, and it just, for me, it's like when they put the head in the mouth and the tentacles like wrap around their cheeks and all
No,
that. That's a no for me.
no, no. Okay, I will try anything once. I've always said that. I've had like guinea pig, I've had crickets, I've had, I don't know, all types of things. I've had so many different kinds of street meat in Vietnam that I'm not sure what it was. So there's certain things I've probably eaten that I'd rather not know about. Um, but I don't know if I could do a live octopus. I just, yeah, maybe.
So I think we need to like add a part to this, to where like we try weird things, like people suggest weird things for us to try, and we
Yes,
dedicate a video to us trying out the audience suggestions.
I'll do it.
This
I
this
will.
could be really dangerous.
I don't want any tentacles on my face. And you, yeah, somebody's got to be prepared to give me the Heimlich if I get like an octopus stuck in my throat.
I don't even know if that would work. I don't think that's
Squid,
gonna save
maybe it's a
you.
squid. I don't. I can only imagine what some people are going to suggest, but
See,
to,
here's the
we'll
deal.
add it to our
I'm
barrel list.
Yeah. See, I'm from the South, so like I know that everything's cured with sweet tea. So you just chug a gallon of sweet tea, and that thing will be so hyped up, or you just drown them out with sweet tea. You'll be good.
That's
That
that's
that
that's the secret.
I mean, that thick Southern sweet tea where it's almost like syrup. I mean, like you're gonna force them down into your belly. You're good. I got your solution. I don't think the Heimlich's gonna work for you.
All right, let's do it. We're going to add that to our episode, like maybe once a month or so. We're going to do a tasting.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard it here first. Allison just agreed. If you guys make weird suggestions on food that we should eat, we're gonna do it.
We're definitely going to get like possum or aardvark,
Yeah, we probably will get something like super weird. But you know
chinchilla.
what? That's just gonna lead into the next topic that I'm about to bring up. And we've talked about this, and you kind of freaked me out when you brought it up. But I think that we're gonna get some food suggestions that's gonna cause us to have worms.
Oh, yes. So I don't know if you guys have seen this new TikTok trend going around, but people are taking wormer and then like things are coming out. And I mean, these are like everyday Americans who are eating fast food and different things like that. And I dove deep down this rabbit hole of worming myself, which I have not done, but I'm considering. I talk Josh and I have been talking about it, and
Okay, so when you say Josh and I have been talking about it, like you volunteered me into this when I was very unknowing that there were worms inside of people. Like I
I
just,
mean, we might not have worms, but what if we do?
well, that's the part that freaks me out. Like, because I've been trying to gain weight for a long time, and like now I'm like, okay, well, maybe I have a tapeworm. Like
It's
maybe
the
that's my
worm.
reasoning.
It's 100% the worm.
So
They
like,
are
like
eating your meals before you're getting any of the good stuff.
I mean, like I think the next day, like after we had the conversation, like I ended up at the vet and I was looking at a book about deworming,
He
and
sent
like
me
it
a
was this big.
brochure, a worming brochure, and it had a big picture of a tapeworm on the front, which if you have never Googled a tapeworm and what they actually look they look like an alien, some type of nightmare alien form. Their heads have like it literally looks like something off of, I don't know, Independence Day
It's pretty
type stuff.
disturbing,
It is
very disturbing.
scary. It is.
But the weird here's the scary part about that. Back in the day, and like I don't think they do it now, but long time ago, they used to take tapeworm eggs for people to lose weight.
Yeah.
Like that
See,
was a thing back in the day.
I maybe I don't need to know if I have a tapeworm. I think I'd just be, blissfully unaware. Continue thinking that, um, yeah, my body is normal. I have all the things inside it that are supposed to be there and no extra passengers, tapeworm passengers.
I'm over here sitting. I'm sitting over here like Men in Black. I got those three worms off the Men in Black inside of me, and they're having a party inside of me right now. Every day. I mean, I have eaten a lot of trash junk food on the road, and I haven't gained a single pound. I truly believe like those three worms from Men in Black are inside of me having a
Oh my
field day.
gosh. So Blake was in Haiti and he volunteered in Haiti back in the day when they had that really bad earthquake. And they had a group and they all took at the end before they came home, they all took a worm pill and they made a bet whoever had the longest worm had to buy everybody else beer. So we could treat it like that. Like, all right, Josh, you and I do this. Whoever has the biggest worm.
You and I are great friends. We're best friends. We're more than that. We're family. But I don't think we're that close. Like I don't think I would ever be like, hey Allison, like come check out this worm that just came out from it.
I
And
don't want
I
to
don't
see it. I just want you, I will trust you. I'll take your word for it. Like,
I don't want to
you'd be
see
like,
it.
girl, that worm was 16.5 inches. Like, I win.
And then 2 weeks later I gained 20 pounds.
You can get off those, whatever pills you've been taking to like
The
stimulate your
appetite
appetite.
increases.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I really think I have a worm. Like I've been on like appetite stimulants and I've been eating like a horse,
You
still
have.
can't gain a pound.
I've been watching. Okay, Josh and I went to Cracker Barrel, which that is another story entirely. But we went to Cracker Barrel, and this man ordered, let's see, meatloaf, chicken and dumplings, like country fried steak, and then two or three sides, and then we also ordered some biscuit beignets
Hmm.
before any of that came out. Oh my gosh! And yeah, he put it down like 20,000 calories in one meal. It's ridiculous.
Okay, like let's skip the calorie part because pretty sure my buddy Jake from State Farm is going to listen to this and he's going to be like,
Hey,
hey buddy,
Jake.
20,000 calories, that's a lot. Let's cut it back a little bit.
Jake from State Farm. I may be exaggerating the calorie content, but it's
But
more like 40. But anyway,
but so for me, for instance, like it's a weird fact, but being in a wheelchair, like I burn more calories than the average person because I'm always in motion, like I'm always active.
like a
So it's a lot
hamster
harder.
in a
Yeah,
ball.
pretty much like a free will hamster. I can't believe I just let you call me a hamster, just like
That's not the worst I've ever said.
that is
Oh,
not. Should we say what's the worst you ever said?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, guys, so I just told you about how my dad shot me turkey hunting. Me and Allison, we were in Texas this year, last year, it was last year.
Mhm.
We did a kids hunt, a disabled kids hunt, something that I'm very passionate about. Allison, she has a passion for too. And we took two kids out on a deer hunt to Texas. Both kids had a phenomenal time. They both harvested incredible deer. And we're sitting by the fire. It's me, Allison, one of the kids, and the kid's mom. And we're having a conversation. And I think the conversation was towards like, doing so much and thinking you're invincible. And my comment was like, yeah, sometimes I just think I'm Superman. And as soon as that phrase came out of my mouth, the next thing that I hear is Allison say, "Yeah, until you figured you couldn't dodge a speeding bullet."
Couldn't help myself. Josh, you can't be
I
Superman. You couldn't dodge a speeding bullet.
here was the thing, like I was so
I'm
proud
sorry.
no, I was so proud and so mad at the same time. Like I was confused, like on what emotion I wanted to share. But like I was like, holy crap! Like that was like I'm proud of you for that one. But damn, that
And
was harsh.
the worst part though was I said it and I was like, "Ooh, I probably should have thought that one through first." Like I would have said it in front of you because we have our own
Yeah,
sense of humor. But around the campfire, it was dead silent.
yeah.
Like nobody laughed. Like everybody was looking at each other, and I'm like, "Oh, too far? Or is that one too far?"
That one. Honestly, I
I'm like,
think
"Oh."
that I think you saying that joke in that moment hit harder than the recoil on my dad's shoulder when he pulled the trigger.
Oh, no.
I mean
That was
that one
really
had a little
proud.
kick to it.
I don't always come up with witty ones like that, so like patting myself on the back, I'm like, that was kind of clever. Maybe a little too far, but anyway, now you
I
know.
love it. I'm all for like, and it's really hard for me to be, stumped because I joke about myself and my situation every
Constantly.
day. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of how, trauma. It's kind of how you deal through life. You find ways to, live and joke about it. But when you threw that one out there, like I have said a lot of things about myself, but I have never gotten to the level of saying something that clever and creative in the moment like that. I give you props. Like that was perfect. I was like, holy crap. Like, how do you beat me at my own game? Like I think that's why I was mad about it.
Allison won. Josh 10,000. But anyway.
Hey, at least you're on the board.
So so going back to Cracker Barrel, you want to tell them what we did?
Absolutely. Allison and I, we've seen this TikTok trend going on, and it's when you take a picture of yourself and you turn it into a vintage photo, you frame it, and you go into a Crackle Barrel and you hang it on the wall because everything inside of Crackle Barrel is vintage. Everything in there is from, I think like this
Some of it was like
70s or
1800s.
yeah,
Yeah,
1800s. I
it's
mean,
a
it's like
wide span.
yeah. So it's like everything in there is like very, very old. So I was in Indiana and I went down to Allison's and she was like, "Hey, I got this idea. Let's go and do our Cracker Barrel thing." And we did. Her idea was let's get a llama, a tractor, and a chicken. And I had no idea where we were going with this, but Allison has talked me into a lot worse. So I was like, you know what? I'm not sticking my hand in a hole and getting bit by a fish,
This time.
and I can see what's in front of me. Let's do it. So we pulled off a epic picture
It
for
was
this
my
deal.
llama was a star. He stole the show.
Like I still have people like commenting on that picture saying, "Hey, send me a picture so I can put it in our Crackle Barrel."
I do
Like, I
too. I've had like 10 people ask me to send them the picture
I
for
think we
their
should
Cracker
like
Barrel.
I think we should like act on that and just like send out these little tiny pictures to people and see like how far this really goes.
All right, goal for the year. We need our picture in a Cracker Barrel in every single state in
Every
the US.
single state.
Goals. Those are goals. Also, can I just say that photo looked like the perfect album cover? And now that you're gonna do a ukulele song about lassoing your lover or whatever, we've already got the front cover image, and I'll be your
I don't
backup
think
singer.
I don't think that's the cover for it.
I think it's perfect.
I think that cover is like way more hip hop than I
I
think
think it looks kind of folky country ish.
it
Okay,
it
well we
looks
can work
like
on it.
no. So our picture, if it was an album, it would. I'm gonna give you guys an idea. It would be Shania Twain and Ludacris. Like that is our album cover.
It's a great fusion.
I mean, or Nelly, because country grammar, and it is a country album. We should call it
Hmm.
country grammar.
Country Grammar. Isn't there one called Country Grammar?
There's a song called Country Grammar. I don't think there's an
Uh,
album called. I don't know, unless it's maybe his album's called Country Grammar. We could remake it.
we'll work on it. And guess what? I was a percussionist in middle school. I played the drums. I was a drummer. You got this. It's going to be great.
Yeah, see, I'm right now. I'm thinking of like the lyrics to like this intro for the podcast. It's hey, you guys are rocking with the sun of the south. I just I don't want to go too far into it. Like I
I
don't want
like
to,
that.
you know, I got to go in the studio and put in a little bit more time on it. But listen, I think we're onto something here.
Heck yeah. Maybe we'll get one of your buddies to help us out a little bit. I can't
And
really
that
sing, so
and that's the thing about being in the outdoor scene. Like the outdoors and country music clash so perfectly together.
they mesh
Um,
very well.
Over
Yes.
the years, I've been able to make a lot of great friends on the hunting side of things, but also on the country music side of things. And like I said, they combine so well together because majority, if not all of my friends that are country music singers or artists hunt or have some kind of
Mhm.
ties to the outdoors. So it's always great when I can have one of them out on a hunting trip, or we get to go and do something fun like go shoot clay pigeons or do something in the outdoors. Because that's two passions colliding together, and it grows into something great. So I mean, I love it that I have so many friends in the outdoor industry, but also in the music industry as well.
Yeah, and those make for some great hunt camps. Like when you're all sitting around the campfire talking about your hunt for the day or like previous epic hunts, and then you throw in they've got a guitar right there, and then they start singing, and those are the best kind of hunt camps. And I kind of want to be this podcast to be similar, that feeling at the end of the day where everybody's telling their favorite hunting stories and different things like that, and then maybe sharing some music because I know we're talking about guests and having some future guests on. I think I talked to Allie from Alabama, my friend Alyssa Hall. um, I think she might be our next guest, but we've got a whole list of people we're ready to throw on here with us.
We have some incredible people that are going to be on this podcast.
I'm
Um, not
excited.
only not only outdoors men, but outdoors women too. I mean, like just absolute incredible people that represent the outdoors well. But like I said, from that, we are also going to have those country music artists that do represent themselves in the music scene and the outdoor scene very great as well. So our guest list is gonna be freaking incredible. We're
Yeah.
gonna have so many stories and awesome stories to the point that I don't even know if like we can even put our stories in the mix of it, and we have some wild and crazy stories.
I know, and I'm getting ready to go on an iguana hunt, and then you and I have that python hunt coming up in September, and that is going to be epic, completely epic.
That may be the last podcast for at least me at least. Allison, you have all of my passwords, logins. You can continue the show if
Oh
I
yeah,
get
I do.
if the Python wins, you have access. You can continue the show and like we just call it like rest in peace, son of the South or something like that. Just
The
make it
show
like in
must
my
go
memory.
on.
Yeah, the
Don't
show must
worry,
go on.
I've
It
got you.
must, but you got to say it like me. It must roll on or something like that.
The show must roll on, and then I'll
Absolutely, it's got
find
to.
you a replacement. I'll get Kevin Hart.
The fact that you just compared me to Kevin Hart is hilarious.
that's when I took you catfish noodling and I posted that TikTok that blew up, like everybody's like, "Hey, it's Kevin Hart." I swear that's Kevin Hart. He got tagged probably 100 times in that video.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he saw it. And he's like, "What the hell is this dude doing?"
Now this python hunt is going to be a lot of fun. We're trying to come up with a plan on how we're going to effectively capture one of these snakes between me and him. But
I have thought every scenario that could possibly happen through my head, and none of them turned out really great. I mean, like it all ends up with bleeding at some point, or me getting bit somewhere along the line.
I mean,
Um,
one of us has to take one for the team. And I feel like this was your idea. So I'm
it
volunteering
was
you. Yeah, this was
it.
actually yours for once. So here we go.
Oh,
And I'm not afraid of snakes, but I'm volunteering you as bait and then I'm going to grab it while it's distracted.
okay. Like you only volunteered me as bait when you seen how many teeth they had.
Okay, I had no idea they had that many. Like, I've been bit by snakes, but this one's like 20 times as big as the ones I usually catch. So I'll just, I get bit enough as it is. So
Oh,
by
now
catfish,
it's my
God knows
turn.
what. Yeah, it's your
It's
turn
now
for sure.
it's my turn. Got it. Got it. I love how you spent that one around and kind of like slid that in smoothly. It just
But listen, we've
I've been
talked about it, and I'm going to ink it, and you're going to have like the most badass tattoo ever. It's going to make a epic story.
I'm
Don't you?
cool with it as long as the snake bites my legs. I'm cool with it. Like that gives me
Yeah,
it's a distraction tactic. It's a like
it's perfect.
I'm going full army mode here. Like distract and execute. Done deal.
I mean, you have the right mentality. We're doing this. It's all or nothing, ride or die. We're getting a python. Not one, but two, because you and I both need python boots.
Yeah, we do. I mean, new boot goofing.
We will new boot goof all over the place, and then we're jumping out of an airplane apparently. So we're gonna new boot goof out of a perfectly good
So
airplane.
So the thing is, Allison calls me the man with the plan, but
Hmm.
the plans are not always that great. I mean, some of them are like way out there, like far-fetched. Um,
At
for
least we aren't
instance,
going to the Titanic. But anyway, carry on.
that might have been too soon.
Sorry.
Can you hear the explosions in the background?
He hadn't thrown
Wow,
that
we went
idea
there.
out yet. I'm sorry. Sometimes
See,
stuff comes out of my mouth.
so here's the deal. I didn't throw that idea out because I can't afford two hundred fifty thousand
Hey,
dollars to go to the bottom of the ocean. Like that's just not for me. But I have seen on some of these like really cool exotic vacations where they have hotels underwater,
ooh,
and I am actually thinking about putting that into some kind of a segment of an episode, just doing a hotel underwater and like watching all the fish swim by, like the sharks. I think that'll be really cool. I will do that versus getting a tuna can and sink to the bottom of the ocean.
that does sound cool. I've seen some really neat Airbnbs and stuff out there too. But no, you guys, we've got like so many awesome plans for this year, for ourselves, for you, for it's going to be an adventure. I'm super excited. Um, but we probably need to start wrapping this show up before people get bored and leave us.
Come on,
Not that
nobody's
they
gonna
could
get
ever.
shit.
No,
It's Josh and Alley. It's
no,
Hot Wheels and Tornado Alley. Like,
you're
how do
right.
you get bored with that? I mean, that's like Sharknado. Like people like it was a terrible movie, but you could not take your eyes off of it. I mean, like I'm not saying this is a terrible podcast, but you
No,
cannot stop listening to it.
this is going to be an epic podcast. No, we got to leave them wanting more. That's the thing. You don't. You gotta end it where we leave them wanting more. Like, oh, when's the next one coming out? I can't wait to see them eat a chinchilla. Like, it's gonna be one of those. And we gotta knock these podcasts out if the Python one is potentially our last.
Yes, I
Your
mean
your
it's boom, boom,
last.
boom. Like, we're gonna make it to 10. We're gonna make it to 10 episodes at least.
All right. So let's
But
you guys, if you want to find out more about us, Josh is Son of the South on
I am
Instagram.
I am Son of the South. You could reach the website. We'll have all the podcasts downloaded to the website, as also with on as many platforms as possible.
Hmm.
Allison, she's been a pro with the podcast uploading here lately.
I learned a lot.
So the website is sonofthesouth.co. My social media is on all of that, on all of the website. So just sonofthesouth.co. That's SON of the South.co. I'm way too dark to be a SUN, so stuck with the Son of the South. And Allison, what's your hashtag? What's your handle?
My handle on Instagram is amhunter11. My maiden name was Hunter. So, and then Facebook is my page is Allison Hunter Voges, Voges. And I'm on TikTok too. I think it's Allison Hunter. But anyway, I sell some books. We can talk about that next time. But check out my kids' books, Chasing Deer and Chasing Turkeys. They're available on Amazon. Hardbacks are on Etsy. Yeah. We hope you guys enjoyed this show. We can't wait for our next one.
We absolutely look forward to the next time. I look forward just to have conversation with you and some incredible guests coming up.
I know we have got a great list. I'm pumped.
Yeah, you and me both. It's going to be incredible. We're going to have some incredible adventures for the year, and we're going to have some incredible stories for you guys to listen to, and a couple videos, because this is not only a podcast, it's a vodcast. Is that what they call it? Is that what the cool
A
kids call it?
vodcast.
Yeah, the
That
video
sounded.
portion of it. So
Welcome to the vodcast.
we're gonna get some scenes of Allison eating some
Okay.
chinchilla or
Raw
whatever,
octopus, squid,
probably whatever you guys suggest.
a bat.
We're gonna
Oh
get
God.
we're, do you see how I spin that around? Like we're gonna get Allison to do it. Like
Yeah,
I
I
completely remove
noticed that.
myself.
We.
Yeah.
Oh, you're trying some Rocky Mountain oysters. Add that to the. I'm putting that on our list.
Absolutely not. If I'm the one getting snake bit, you're the one eating the weird shit.
I've already done that. Okay. Oh, geez. All right. We'll talk about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a fun time. We hope you enjoyed the show. Once again, I am Josh Carney, son of the South, and Allison. She's been incredible. She's been a great co-host, and we're going to bring you more action here soon. Later.
Bye.